Hi guys. So I'm Emily from Cambridge in the UK. We're a couple of minutes late because Gabe is having some slight technical problems with his microphone. He'll be back in a second. I am from Cambridge in the UK. Hi, Gabe.
And if you can hear me, can you hear me, Emily?
Yeah.
You can hear me, super. I'm from Birmingham, which is also in the UK. And I hope I stay on the stream. Okay. Hi, Paolo from Worcester.
Okay.
Yeah, we're both teachers at the Ponte Lungo School in Rome. So that's where we're currently quarantined. But please introduce yourself and where you are at the moment. Rosa from Naples, hi, and Eleonora from Padua.
Good.
Good.
Okay. So, antisocial networking. And then we have in this focus activity, discussing social issues and technology, social issues, vocabulary, expressing general and personal opinions. It's quite a lot of conversation in this focus. So do let us know your opinions, guys. Interact as much as possible because it's much more interesting for us and for you, I think, if we have that interaction.
Hi, Patrizia from Livorno and Ilaria from Padua as well.
Good. Busy for a Saturday morning, which is great.
Yeah.
We were worried we weren't going to have any students to talk to. Julia from Ferrara.
And Julia from Ferrara.
Very nice. So for this first one, we have
so the first.
We have some vocabulary.
We're very good at talking. We're very good at talking over one another. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
And then so this is a map.
Go. You go. Okay, fine. Okay. And then we have some definitions on the right. We have some meanings on the right. I think we should read through this list on the right. We'll read through the meanings and then we can connect the vocab. So I'll read the first few. An appearance or suggestion of something. Something that causes discussion, disagreement, or argument. Separate from others. Someone's right to keep their personal matters a secret. I think, Gabe, you can finish.
Yeah, then we have the act of joining or being joined to something else. An occasion where two or more people or things communicate with or react to each other. And a thing that prevents someone from concentrating on something else. So we've got the list on the left. Connection, distraction, impression, controversial, privacy, isolated, and interaction.
Some of these are...
Hi, Antonietta and Lucia.
Some of this is fairly simple vocab for you guys, I think. I'm not sure these guys really need a definition of connection, but... So we'll start with connection, guys. And then you could say connection and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 7. So you can give us the number. Okay, so I think Patrizia is looking at the definition But we need to start with the word connection and then connect with the other. So we've got suggestion of 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then this one is number 6. Maybe it was just a problem of counting down. But
Okay.
Antonietta is correct anyway.
Mm.
Oh, I see. This one kind of.
Well, this is the interesting thing, isn't it? That 5 and 6 are quite aren't dissimilar in a way.
Yeah.
But I would go, I would go effectively, when you're connecting, I think you're joining more, aren't you, than necessarily purely communicating.
Yeah. I think this is a more general meaning of connection, but this could be
I think if you're doing it via a process of elimination again, I think there is one which more readily fits just the communication factor.
Yeah.
So distraction. What do we think for distraction?
Okay, good, Ilaria. Yeah. Martina, hi.
Good morning, Martina.
Yeah. Oh, so we've got a distraction 6.
I wonder if that's just miscounting.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Impression. Yeah, good.
Impression 1. Well done.
On it.
Yeah.
Good, guys. Yeah.
Good.
Then we have this
Controversial.
adjective. Okay, good. Yeah. Nice, guys. Yeah. Rosa, Martina, Ilaria. Something that causes discussion, disagreement, or argument. And remember, maybe by your level, you guys know this already, but argument in English, this is a false friend. It's not the same as the Italian meaning. An argument is a conversation with anger. It's not a calm, happy, polite conversation. And discussion is also a false friend, because discussion in English is not an argument. A discussion is a conversation without anger. It's a calm, normal conversation on a particular topic. So argument
it's a
in
swap
English
them round, isn't it, really?
discussione means in Italian. So we kind of have this weird opposite.
Privacy.
Nice. Okay, all at the same time. We have a bit of a delay between your answers, guys, and when we can see the messages. So we just got about 6 answers for privacy all at the same second. Good. Number 4. someone's right to keep their personal matters a secret. You're isolated. Good. 3. Like all of us at the moment.
All
And then,
needing some interaction.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, and I think that's there right at the end, the difference, I think, between connection and interaction there becomes a little bit clearer, perhaps. Connection being, I think, in this sense, more the joining together, whereas interaction, I think, could be as kind of short and just on a kind of communicational level, just something that's very brief. It doesn't have to be this kind of joining or fixing together so much. Good. You want to move on?
Yeah.
So now we're going to put these terms into effect. So it's a fill in the blank exercise, basically. We have on the right privacy, impression, morally, controversial, connected, information, and interact. So perhaps if we go sentence by sentence, and Emily and I will share out the reading. Would you like to start?
Yeah. So we've got, this is the slogan from Ashley Madison from this website. Life is short, have an affair. Maybe before we start, we should just ask what an affair is, because that's pretty important. Well, I'll read the first sentence, and for the students, could you give us a definition of an affair in this context, in the context of relationships? What is an affair? And I'll read through the first sentence. AshleyMadison.com was a Canadian-based website that people who were married or in a committed relationship with each other for the purpose of having an affair. So it's not completely clear here. In a committed relationship with each other, where it says here with each other, not with the person in your relationship, but with a person in another relationship. So we've got some suggestions for the word affair. It's so you can, in this context, if you have an affair, it means that you are in a relationship or a marriage. Okay, Laria's got it. And you have another romantic relationship with a different person outside of your primary relationship. So if you're married and you
I think love affair, I think love affair might be just an Italianism, as in storia d'amore. I think that is the translation in Italian. So effectively, you're thinking of the right things. It's just that's an Italianism when put into English. Yeah.
Storia d'amore, I mean,
yeah,
it
means. I think it means effectively.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't unless there is a more specific term for this. I don't know.
Okay.
Tell us, guys. Can you use that?
Sorry, Gabe,
okay. Shall I do the next one?
Can you repeat what you said a second ago? Because it kind of cut off.
Which bit?
You said, can you use it? Something.
I don't.
Okay, maybe it was nothing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Your video is not connected to your...
Okay. Okay, we have an answer from Ilaria. Tresca.
Okay.
No,
But
sorry,
anyway,
I was mistaken.
we'll get the right answer.
Okay. So the next one. Site users could, with one another, online to set up meetings and cheat on their partners.
Yeah, and so to cheat on is kind of the verb of to have an affair. Except to have an affair is intransitive, and then to cheat on is transitive. So we need an object. We've got here their partners. So if you cheat on someone, then you have a relationship with a different person while you're in a committed relationship. Antonietta's got it. Oh, Julia's way ahead. Oh, Gabe, I think we can't hear you.
I'm not. I'm talking to myself.
you move your lips sometimes. Okay. Good. Interact. Cool. In 2015, a group of unknown hackers broke into the website and stole the personal of its customers. This is a true story, by the way. I've heard about this before. It was big in the news when it happened. Julia's got the right answer already.
Yeah, Julia. Yeah, that's grand. Yeah, I was just going through those in my head.
It's gonna blow my nose. Yeah. Okay. Information. Over to you.
Information. Good. Later, they published the customer list on the internet, ruining many relationships and professional careers. In the opinion of the hackers, the site was wrong.
And Julia's got it already. Yeah, good. Cool.
Yeah, Lucia, Patrizia, morally, yeah.
The publication of personal information, however, also became an issue. And yeah, Julia's got it. Good, Patrizia, nice. A controversial issue. Gabe?
Some argue that is more important than morality on the internet. Did they find out who the hackers were? Did you know? Do you know?
I don't know. I think the hackers did respond to the controversy, but I don't know if they responded in person or just they wrote. Maybe they just published something anonymously. I can't remember.
Yeah. Privacy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well done, guys. Yeah. Privacy is more important than morality on the internet. And so many were left with that privacy is not possible on the World Wide Web, with the impression that privacy is not possible on the World Wide Web.
Yeah. Okay.
I hadn't heard about this story. I assume this was big back in 2016.
Yeah. I think I heard about it when it happened, but also they talked about it on a podcast I was listening to. Just a couple of months ago.
No, I'm just interested in what the identity of or kind of where this hacking group came from in a way.
Okay. Oops. Oh, so we were supposed to. Okay. No worries. Okay, so what are your opinions, guys? Why would the hackers argue that ashleymadison.com was morally wrong? I mean, maybe that's a fairly obvious question. But give us a good, complete sentence in your answer. Why would the hackers argue that ashleymadison.com was morally wrong? Maybe I'll read through all three questions, actually, and then we can talk about all of them at once.
And then we can talk about the latter two, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm itching to.
If you had had the chance, would you have published the customer's information online as well? Why or why not? And do you think that people have the right to privacy on the internet no matter what? In what situations should privacy not be a priority? And Ilaria says, I don't know if they found out who the hackers were, but I know that they discovered that 86% of the users were men. Not at all surprising to me.
Doesn't surprise me.
And Lucia says, morally wrong because thanks to the website, it becomes easier to cheat on the partner. Yeah.
Because the people were married and it could destroy families. Yeah.
So what do you think for number two, guys? Maybe this is a slightly more interesting question. Would you have published the customer's information online if you could, if you had had the opportunity? Would you have done it? Third conditional. What about you, Gabe, for number two? Fairly confident I know your answer already.
I mean, generally, I'm all for. I mean, I'm just kind of reflecting on this at the moment in the time of the Julian Assange case. Effectively, I'm all for kind of revealing dirty secrets that kind of governments are hiding, that kind of thing. I don't know. Where do you stand on the whole?
I definitely wouldn't. I don't think this is the same as.
No, it's not.
This is not. I mean, it's not a government. It's a private situation, and I think it's not really our business. I think people do crappy stuff, but also
yeah.
I agree with Rosa that I think it's unfair. We don't know everybody. I wounded unnecessarily. A lot of people who didn't deserve it.
No, I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree in this scenario, and but at at the same time, this is why I take such a negative view towards a lot of social media outlets and that kind of thing too, because I absolutely do think that data privacy and kind of protection of data is fundamental with these sites, with things like Facebook as well. But I think a lot of these companies are kind of given over to either hacking or to, as we've seen with things like Facebook, data harvesting as well. I have a very negative view, I think, of a lot of these sites, and I really don't think in most cases that your data is protected very well. Partially the reason why I've completely deleted most of it.
You're answering a slightly different question there.
No, I know. It's because I don't really want to answer that. In a way, it's a kind of weird scenario, I think, which is why I'm interested in the status of these hackers too. I wonder from what kind of...
Yeah, because this wasn't an attack on a company hoarding people's data. This was an attack on the customers. This wasn't even the fault of the website necessarily for hoarding data. This was the fault of the hackers. Yeah, I agree with you as well. Well, I think I agree with everyone down here.
Because it's
exactly, that we don't know their situation. We shouldn't judge too quickly.
Yeah.
Okay, I agree with Ilaria absolutely as well. Yeah.
If I just go to something that I think is wrong, legally wrong, but
I think that we would say, Ilaria, not do my business, but mind my business. Oops, let me write this. So this is an expression in English. I should mind my business. Or we would say, oops, or mind my own business.
What do you think about number 3 then, guys? This is a more general question about privacy on the internet then. And do you think there are any situations in which privacy isn't the priority, or is that the absolute, the most essential thing for users online, for people online, data protection?
I think, for me, I think a lot of it comes down to the idea of personal life compared to like the personal life of an individual compared to an institution, or personal life compared to public life. Mm-hmm. I think institutions definitely do not have the right to privacy that individual people have. Yeah. And so when a lot of the publishing of data by hackers, not in this case, I think this is different because it's targeting people's individual personal lives, but what Julian
hackers
did, that was not targeting individuals, that was targeting institutions, and that's a very
that's about well, it's about power, isn't it? It's about mitigating dirty kind of dirty secrets at institutional levels, I think. Yeah, because individuals in themselves are kind of, in these cases are subjected to kind of, this is why I was struggling with the kind of hacker term earlier on. I was because it can mean such a broad term in this sense.
Hacker.
Yeah. The hackers for what was the name of the thing? Ashley Madison.
Ashley Madison, yeah. And Ilaria says, I think if there were a public danger, it would be right to violate the privacy. Yeah, that's a good argument. And I like that Ilaria has used the subjunctive if there were a public danger, which is great, instead of if there was, it's absolutely good. Dangerous situation for other people, it could be a fair violation. So a fair privacy violation. So I think Julia and Ilaria are saying the same thing here. Everyone must have privacy on the internet unless the person was a criminal or leading something illegal, dangerous. So Rosa, I think, is saying something similar also. When it affects people's safety, it's a different situation. And Antonietta says, for health issues, a priority when it comes to health issues. I agree. I think that's something very personal that is not a question of public interest. And okay, and Julia says terrorism issues. Yeah, very important current topic. Talking about what level of privacy would a terrorist be entitled to. And Lucia said, for me, it's scared that Google knows where I am and in which street I walk next to my phone in the pocket, even though I have the GPS turned off. Yeah, that is a very strange thing about the modern world. And Lucia, for your sentence, that's very nice. The adjective here would be scary. So scared is how you feel. We would say, I am scared that Google knows where I am. But we would say it is, that is, the situation is scary. Yeah.
I agree. I agree with Lucia there, yeah. Yeah, I think, as you said earlier, it's very much about protecting the rights of the individual, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree.
And I think personal life, like people having people's romantic relationships, is not a question of public interest.
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I wonder, though, when it gets... Of course, there are scenarios in which there are private violations. Individuals privately violate the codes of morality, though. For instance, with, I don't know, things like paedophilia rings and things like that. You know, if you're hacking into sites like that, that's not so much a institutional hacking, is it? As it is, you know. I think that's where it becomes a little bit of a different question. That's not so, that can be an individual violation of morality in a sense. It's not purely about you know, I don't think it's purely about the difference between individual and intergovernmental and institutional in a way. I think it can be. I think it's a grey area to some extent.
Yeah, I mean, so there are some things that are so extreme in how awful and appalling they are that it goes beyond. Yeah, that's true. I mean, when things reach that extent of being unequivocally horrific, then yes, yeah. And Patricia says, we talk about privacy, but in reality, there is no privacy. Yeah. I mean, Gabe and I are here streaming ourselves for hours and hours every week on YouTube.
We don't know what's going to happen with these videos.
Okay, so we have some expressions. Are the following expressions personal or general points of view? So are you expressing what you think, or are you expressing more of a general idea? So
if we go through the list on the right, it is thought that, in my experience, some people say that. As far as I'm concerned, in my opinion, it is generally accepted that. They say that, and personally, I think. Some of these are in slight tautologies. I personally think I think is a strange phrase, isn't it?
Yeah, a little, yeah.
It's like saying I think.
We can start with, so if you guys can put number 1, it is thought that. So this could be number 1, and then you can put general or personal.
Mm.
We're going to get a whole load of answers all at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, good. Yeah. General. Good. Yep. It is thought that. General point of view. So this is a funny kind of impersonal passive construction.
Mm.
Okay.
We have 2. Ilaria's gone personal. Yep.
Great. 2 personal, Lucia, perfect. In my experience. Good. And then from Ilaria, we have number 3 already as well. And Lucia, good. General. As far as I'm concerned. Good, Martina, yeah. Nice. Everyone's correct so far. Good, yeah. Number 4 is personal.
Mm-hmm.
And number 5, Rosa and Ilaria said number 5, personal too. Mm-hmm. Ilaria has given us number 6. Just want to let other people catch up a little.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Rosa and Lucia, 6. General. It is generally accepted that. Then we have they say that. Rosa's given it to us. It's frustrating that the chat isn't quicker. 7 general, 8 personal. Yeah, good. Okay. So I'll just leave it here in case students want to read through again or take a photo or something. Oh, well, they can pause the video actually. Okay. Okay. So it says here, work with a partner to express a general and a personal opinion on the following statements. Obviously, we can't do it with a partner, but you can give us each. We'll go one by one. Start with number 1. You guys can give us a general idea using one of the phrases from before and a personal opinion. Number 1.
The internet helps people connect with one another. What do you think, Emily?
Yeah, in my opinion, it's definitely true that the internet helps people connect with one another, for better or for worse. And I would say, for something more general, they say that I'm trying to think of something that maybe isn't my own personal opinion also.
I think maybe, I don't know, I think maybe the first one was, I think
More general.
I would equally add it. It is generally held that the internet connects people for better or for worse.
Yeah, it's kind of a vague
in my
statement.
opinion.
Yeah.
It's a vague statement, but that's the idea, isn't it, I guess, too?
Yeah. In my opinion, especially in these days, we're seeing how much is true that the internet helps people stay connected. That's a great point, actually, Julia, because while we're all quarantined and stuck at home, I would be completely insane by this point if I didn't have the internet to talk to people.
Quite likely out of a job as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's absolutely essential.
Yeah. Okay. Smartphones isolate people from one another. I could say they say that smartphones have turned people into zombies. Just what was that? That was very loud.
Sorry.
Oh, we got some examples.
All right. Okay. Lucia says some people said that the internet isolates people from one another, but in my opinion, after this experience of coronavirus, everyone understands how the internet could be useful. Yeah. Just watch out for your third person endings on isolate there. Some people say that the internet isolates people from one another. But in my opinion, yeah, and that's really nice. I like how you've mixed in general in the first part, and then you've kind of added your own opinion onto that. That's really nice.
Yeah.
I understand how the internet could be useful, yeah. Then we've got Rosa. If the internet is used properly, it is the best way to connect, especially with other people, with people who live in another country or in a situation like quarantine. It's fundamental to not get depressed.
Yeah.
Agreed. Excellent sentence. And then Antonietta. In my opinion, the internet has been a huge discovery in the last millennium, but unfortunately it has probably just advantages. Yeah, it has advantages and disadvantages. Yeah, you could just put advantages there, Antonietta. But yeah, totally agree. Fantastic.
And then Ilaria, at the beginning, the social media were created as a method for people's connection and interaction. After their development, they became a way to show your life better than others' life. Yeah, good. Social media will become more and more useful in this emergency period. Yeah. I agree with your ideas, Ilaria. For your first message, social media were created as a method for people's connection and interaction. That's good. Okay, for your last sentence, they became a way to show that your life is better than others. So where you have other here, this is other in the plural. So we would have, for the genitive S, you need to be careful. The apostrophe is after the S. So others, apostrophe, and then life, I think, would be plural here as well. Others' lives, because we're talking about many different people. Let me just write that.
Sorry, I'm just looking at these ones for two. Yeah, we have, in response to smartphones isolate people from one another, we have Rosa saying it's sadly true. For instance, people around the same table don't talk anymore. And a similar one from Julia. In my personal experience, I've seen couples staring at their smartphones instead of their eyes at a restaurant, or staring at each other's eyes at a restaurant. No, I despise that when you're in a pub or a bar and people are just playing with their phones. They won't talk to me. This is live time.
Yeah.
And I think Patrizia summed it up really nicely there, saying smartphones isolate you from the person next to you, but link you with people far away from you.
Yeah.
That's quite cleverly put. Yeah, really nice.
Oh, we have to stop. I hadn't realized.
We have to stop, I think.
Okay. Those were really great sentences, guys. That was fun. It was nice to do one of these focuses where there's a bit more conversation, actually.
Opinion. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, and a bit more opinion-based,
Yeah. Probably after this quarantine, we'll be more focused on people than before. Yeah, that's a nice idea.
I hope so, Julia. I hope so, yeah.
I'm just gonna, for Julia, so focus is the noun and the verb. The adjective is focused with an ED. Great, yeah. Okay, guys, we need to.
You could say there'll be more focus. Yeah.
Nice to meet everybody.
Good.
And in 10 minutes, so at 12 o'clock, Gabe and I are doing another 10 to 13. So if you want to hang around until 12, you will see us again. And we're going to be doing focused about the past perfect and parties. So maybe it's a more cheerful
subject. Yeah. All right. Okay. Bye, guys. And if we don't see you again, have a nice weekend.
Yeah. Bye.